Hi guys! So firstly, I'm sorry I didn't upload a video on Monday. We had a bit of a COVID scare in the family and we thought my dad might be COVID positive. But it turns out it's malaria now. So I just want to tell all of you, I know a lot of people are not happy about the lockdown and a lot of people feel like it's unnecessary right now, but our healthcare system is really struggling, and yeah, I don't know what else we can do. So I thought I would share with you guys something that I discovered that was positive in the last lockdown, which was K-drama. And I think the whole year, like 2020 for me, was a lot more positive, a lot more fun, because I discovered this whole new world. So I'm not giving you one reason to watch K-dramas, I'm giving you 10 reasons to watch them. Number one, oppas. Okay, so the leading men in K-dramas, you will fall in love with them. Okay, their characters are just amazing, and I feel like I'm in a virtual relationship with so many of them. So there's Gong Yoo, Hyun Bin, Lee Min Ho, Jung Hae In, Song Joong Ki, so many of them. I just feel like Kim Woo Bin, I've never loved, I think, so many men at one time. Like, I feel like a teenager again. You know, like when you had like those 20 crushes, that's what K-drama will do to you. So yeah, they're amazing. Like the Korean lead actors, they, make ramyun for you, they fight for you, they, like, the love is like, like worth dying for them. So I think they're like the ultimate man that does not exist in the real world, but in the K world, they're around, and man, watch it just for them. Okay, food and K-drama are inseparable. Okay, you cannot get through an episode without seeing, I think, ramyun, kimchi, gimbap, bibimbap, or like that's just tteokbokki. So much food. Like, I feel like I know like Korean food now, right? Like, if you ask me like Korean dishes a year ago, I probably could name maybe one or two things, but now it's insane. They're always eating something. They've always like got soju, and you can't get through like a season of any K-drama without wanting to eat Korean food. Like, that's what it does to you. It's crazy. So yeah, like, I mean, it's insane. Like, my regular groceries now are ramyun, kimchi, Korean chips. I'm half Korean, guys. I like everything Korean now. But yeah, Korean food is like major in K-dramas, and it is yummy. OSTs are kind of like, Bollywood songs. So I think with K-dramas, the music makes everything mushier, makes everything like more lovey-dovey, and you get more into the whole drama. And I feel like even though a lot of the times I don't understand obviously what the lyrics are, I have to translate them, but the emotional connect, the music is there. And I find myself humming all the songs from the OSTs, like from the Korean dramas at all points. Like Flower from like Chloe is still one of my favorites even a year later. Or like, there's like, I'm always like na 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 na. Or like it just gets into your head and then you just keep singing it. And yeah, if you watch K-dramas, you know what I mean, but you'll get there. You'll get there. Fashion. So Koreans are really stylish, and I feel like a lot of the K-dramas, at least the newer ones, are really slick, really cool, and really edgy. And you'll find like, the women wear these amazing pantsuits. You've got like really cool, like even the workwear, everyone's so well put together. The guys look amazing as well, which is what I love, right? Like, so you're seeing really well put together men, really well put together women, and it's just everything is really slick and trendy. And if you're into fashion like I am, I'm constantly screenshotting things and saying, oh my god, I want something like this, or I want something like that. Also, like, leave in the comments if you guys want me to do like a K-drama inspired fashion lookbook. Wouldn't that be fun? What do you think? So yeah, fashion, if you're a fashion buff, you will love K-dramas. This is one of my favorite reasons to watch K-drama. It's because you learn Korean. Like, I have never learned a language by watching shows. Like, when I used to read people saying I watched Trends to learn English, and I was like, oh wow, how does that happen? Like, I've never thought that. But I feel like I know so many Korean words. Like, obviously I can't say like full-on sentences, but I understand so much. Like now, very often I don't even have to look at the subtitle when it's playing. You know what I mean? Like there's so many words. Okay, let me give you guys like a crash course in Korean right now. Annyeong is hi. Kamsamida is thank you. Kumapta also thank you. They is like okay, yeah. Ani is no. Yeah is like saying hey, hey you is like yeah. This is sarangya. This is I love you. What else? Araso. Kaja. Pali. So many words. Like I feel like I'm definitely half Korean now, guys. I am half Korean. It's official. This next point is really interesting, and I think is the biggest appeal behind K-dramas. Indians and Koreans are really similar. If you asked me this a year ago, I would have been like, huh? No, like what would we possibly have in common? But there are so many things, guys. Number one, they live with their parents pretty much their whole lives or well into their 30s, just like us. So that is like, I think very few countries do that, right? Like a lot like us. So we are kind of familiar with that concept. Leaving shoes at the door. So they have separate house chappals. And like outside shoes are kept like in a cabinet or whatever near the door, very like how we do in Indian households, you know, things like that. Also like we touch feet, right? Like in a lot of Indian like households, people touch their parents' feet or like older people's feet. The Koreans bow, or like they sit and kneel to their parents or older people, like when they want, like when they apologize and stuff like that. So feels kind of similar. Like it's a little different but similar. Also, they call their mothers Amma, which is kind of like Amma, and dad is Abuji. Abuji. Does that not sound just like Babuji? So like when I was like, am I hearing this correctly? Like, is this is, we are so similar. Speaking of similar, coming to the next point, which needed a whole new point, is Korean moms, okay? So watch K-dramas just for the Korean moms. As an Indian, you will totally relate to their moms. They are like overbearing. They are like whacking their children. They are trying to meddle in their 30-year-old children's lives and tell them who to marry and who not to marry. And yeah, I mean, a lot of those things, which could be kind of regressive, but I mean, as Indians, you will definitely relate to this. And I'm like, oh my God, did the like Korean moms and Indian moms have like some kind of a conference and decide on this stuff? Because it is similar. No sex, no nudity. Like in most cases, people will be like, why would I want to watch such a show? Trust me, guys. Trust me when I say this. Like, you know, when I started watching K-dramas, you kind of get into this, like they don't kiss before like the 8th episode or so. Like even like hand holding like this is like, oh, like that's how the reaction is. Like it's like, oh my God. So there are many awkward kisses, many like eye-open kisses, or the women are like, oh my God, he kissed me or whatever. Like sex is like, you know, don't talk about it. Like a lot of the new dramas do show like the indication of sex has happened, but they don't like have any sex scenes and all of that. And I think nudity, of course, there isn't any shown. It's obviously always just like implied that, okay, something has happened or whatever. But you know, it's just this like a really wholesome love, like kind of like that high school love, which you tend to like, the build up is so strong that I feel like when they don't kiss so easily, right? Like eventually when the actual couple gets together, you're like, oh my God, yes. Like you're rooting for them. You're like screaming on the sides going, kiss, thinking you're like 13 again, but like that's what it feels like. And now when I watch like English content and there's like a lot of sex and nudity, I'm almost like, oh my God, this is like so fast. It's too rapid for me. Like I need like that K-drama speed of like, you know, kissing at the 8th episode, like hand holding on episode like 5, and like that's it. Then they get married. So yeah, it's like a different kind of love, but it's really sweet, and it's really, that build up makes it really exciting, and like the chemistry like really fiery, because like so much is happening but nothing is happening. You know what I mean? It's not just a love story, okay? There are so many turns and twists and twisted plots even in the love stories. Like I feel like what people don't understand with K-dramas is everyone thinks it's only mush. It's not. There are like thrillers, there are like period dramas, there are all kinds of stories that are woven together, and some of them are absolutely amazing. Also, there's this whole second lead syndrome thing happens, right? Like, so the second lead is also usually got their own story going parallelly, or they have an ensemble cast with multiple stories, like something like Reply 1988, where it's a whole neighborhood and each family's got like their stories. So there are multiple love stories, there are multiple drama, like all of that going on. Of course, you have the leads, but then you have like a lot of subplots. And the subplots in K-dramas are amazing. So it's not just a general love story or saying, oh, this is just a mushy show about two people. It's not. It's never about two people. It's always about a lot of people. Or at least like this whole second lead syndrome happens with the second lead, where you feel really bad for the second lead and you want him to get the girl, but he doesn't get the girl, and you fall in love with the second lead and not the lead. So yeah, there's more than one oppa for you to fall in love with, which I think is the bonus, right? So I would say it's like a whole new world, and it's a beautiful world. So yeah, it's definitely not just a love story. You have everything from like a 900-year-old goblin looking for his bride, to like North Korea, South Korea romance happening, to like a person who's a detective whose husband is a murderous child, to yeah, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it's not just a love story, trust me. And last but not the least, it's the best marathon format. So right now we're back in lockdown in Maharashtra. If you're sitting in lockdown, it's the best marathon format. Each episode is around 1 hour. They usually have 16 to 21 episodes in each season. Most K-dramas have only one season. So like when you binge watch that show, it's done, like especially the older dramas. Some of the newer ones now have a season 2, but like it's the best marathon format. Like you finish the show, you move on to a new show. And it's like you're just filling that void of K-drama with another K-drama, another K-drama, another K-drama. And yeah, once you get into this world, there's no way out, my friends. So guys, those were my 10 reasons for you to start watching K-drama. Or if you're already a K-drama fan, comment below with more reasons of why you watch K-drama, because I know there are many more than 10 for sure. But yeah, guys, look at the bright side. Sit at home, stay safe, watch lots of K-drama, and yeah, spend time with your family. So guys, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Also hit that applause button right there if you want to reward me and you enjoyed this video. Comment below with, as I said, if you are someone that watches K-dramas, what are your reasons for watching K-dramas? And if you're someone that's new and you watch a K-drama after this, come back and comment and tell us if this is correct. See you guys.